Listen close, there is a call. The call of men crying for change.
Just to go to school.
Hi, my name is Ben Wang. I'm going to be playing Songwon Kim in Comfort Woman, a new musical. Songwon is a young high school student in Korea, and he's sort of a bold kid who tries to incite a revolution in his village against the occupying Japanese. And he's also charismatic enough and capable enough to almost succeed. I think the biggest difference between me and Songwon is that Songwon sort of lives here. You know, everything comes from the heart. He wears his emotions on his sleeve and he acts before he thinks most of the time. And I live up here. Songwon does not give up hope. I give up hope every morning before I brush my teeth. So I knew about the Comfort Woman and sort of the politics surrounding them. But what I didn't realize until I started doing research for this show is the personal stories of these women, especially the survivors who lived through the war and had to go home to societies that, you know, didn't want to hear their stories or acknowledge their pain. And that's why I think this musical is so important. I think the thing about Songwon is that, so he's kind of a small character in that he doesn't have a lot of time on stage, but he has a lot of responsibilities as a character in sort of the dramatic structure of the story. Because he opens the show, so he has to introduce the audience to the world of the play, and he also is responsible for the inciting incident of the play. Because he gets in trouble and gets arrested, and that's what breaks the stasis. Goen has to do something to try to save him. And then he also has to introduce the audience to the violence of the play. Because, you know, this is a play that's set in the Pacific at war, which, you know, was a brutal, jarring place, and the first time you see that sort of violence is through the eyes of Songwon. So my challenge as an actor is to do all of that, and, you know, and to make him truthful and likable in the 5 minutes that I have. So I think when I started working on the show, I had the idea that this was a show primarily about survival and, you know, the cruelty that man is capable of and all that. But the more I work on this, the more I see the work that, you know, my fellow cast members are doing, the more I realize that what the show is really about is hope and resilience and the beauty of that in the face of cruelty and challenges, and that I think is something anyone can relate to. My favorite number of the show is Butterfly. I think it's got a beautiful sort of jazzy melody, and it's juxtaposed with sort of a very difficult section of the play in which the women realize that even if the best case scenario happens, you know, they're not going to be able to truly be free until many, many years later from the pain that they had to go through. And it's also beautifully choreographed. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how that works out once we get on stage. So I think someone who comes and sees the show with prior knowledge about Comfort Woman and someone who comes without any knowledge at all are going to have two very different experiences, but I think that both experiences are equally valid. The most important thing is that you come, you listen to the story, and then what you learn before and what you learn after, that's totally up to you. Come support our show and watch Comfort Women. We open July 27th at Peter J. Sharp. And thank you for watching!